Good morning to you. We are definitely live with the morning trend coming to you. Compliments Rick's Cafe. Walk in.
Dance out.
Dance out. Yeah, man. We dancing right now, right?
Yeah.
Well, I saw you dancing a while ago, Scratch Master.
I do a thing or two. I am not a Zumba instructor.
This is after you said you don't dance.
Around you.
Oh, okay, cool. That's fair enough because I don't need you to dance around me. Yo, we have a special guest in the building today. The one and only with the beautiful voice. You just heard it in one of the ads. Welcome, Sabrina Francis, to the morning trend. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We are good, yes.
You look good. You look happy.
Thank you. Thank you. You look great as well. Is it that you're growing a little locks hair? Because I know
I'm trying. I'm trying. It's a whole process.
Right. Yeah, man. I know your hairstyle during the live concert that you did on Saturday.
Yes.
6 feet apart. Tell us about that concert and how it was preparing for this live stream concert versus what you're accustomed to in person.
Well, we had to kind of parlay. We originally planned to do my wide open concert, which is the concert that I did for the very first time last year. It's kind of like a Sabrina Francis and Friends event for local artists to have a platform to perform. And it was a good time. We wanted to do it again this year, but COVID-19 really just surprised everybody. And the first initial reaction was obviously to cancel everything and just do it whenever we have the opportunity. But we thought, why? Because the internet is here, everybody is home, everybody has access to the internet, most people anyway, and let's do something at least. So we did this live show and it took a long time preparing. It originally was supposed to be, the band and some guests, and then slowly the guests fell off because the restrictions got tighter and tighter and tighter, and then it just had to be Dieter and I. But that worked out perfectly. It wasn't as complicated, still very complicated because we had like 3 cameras and it was a whole production. We turned the living room into like a whole... I was really impressed with the amount of work that we put into it. And it was kind of weird that we put it like weeks of work and then it just was over in a flash. But I think it was a good time. People came in, listened, gave good feedback. I think we have nearly 10,000 views now. So it was a good time. I'm happy we did it.
Good. And how long was the concert and where can people go now? Is it still available online?
It is. You could go onto my Facebook page, Sabrina473. It's around an hour long. And also on my Sabrina Francis YouTube page.
Okay, nice.
What would you say is the biggest difference in preparing for the online concert versus when you're live on stage with people in front of you and social distancing is not a thing?
Oh gosh, for some reason, I would say that it is easier to perform for an audience that's not there. It's almost like you're performing in a mirror, but also you get to interact with them. So I think the online concert was easier. I had to prepare in the terms of I needed to run a show. So it wasn't like I'm on stage and I'm just vibing and then I'm like, this is the next song. It's not as relaxed like that. I have an hour. I have to plan what's going to happen at minute 2, minute 3, minute 4, minute 5. I had to literally plan every minute of that hour and had to have a script. It was like I was running a little TV show and it was fun. It wasn't the easiest thing, but it was fun.
Well, I'm glad that there was a lot of preparation and it wasn't just a case of turning on the live and do a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, we want to do things nice, and when it comes to music, I want people to be able to hear properly. I need to be able to hear properly in order to even enjoy what I'm doing. So Dieter especially really put a lot of thought into the sound and into the visual aspects of it. So we tried to do something nice for people.
Right. That's amazing.
Nice. Yeah, and we had time. So
everybody had time now.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Now, also, I know that recently you launched your second album before all of this happened. Talk to us about the second album.
Well, even from on the live, most of the songs were actually features from my second album. The second album is called I Feel. It is unfortunate that this is the time when it was released, when the whole world is kind of overcome by the news of COVID-19. But I mean, it's out here now. I feel last year I went on an inspirational trip to South Africa. So it's very much African influenced. I worked with a group of young singers called Young Mbazo, which is the 3rd generation of Ladysmith Black Mambazo. Mambazo.
Right.
You know who I'm talking about, right? And a couple of musicians from Mozambique and so on and so forth. So I worked about 12 months on that album.
Yeah.
Wow.
And a lot of dedicated work. And I am really, really happy with it. It's really a reflection of, it's a great marriage between what I do and what the rootsy sound of Africa is.
Oh, that is very interesting.
That's amazing.
How is this lockdown / quarantine affecting your creativity?
For the better. Surprisingly so. We have nothing but time. You watch Netflix, you eat, and then what else is there to do? So, I mean, you have to kind of get...
I saw somebody put up a meme that had a mask on and they said this is the best way to avoid eating at home, putting on a mask when you're at home.
Well, that's if you...
Prevent eating.
Oh, that's if you have to prevent eating. I put on 2 pounds and I'm very happy about it. I just weighed myself like 5 minutes ago and I am very, very, very happy about it.
Well, congrats.
So it had to take COVID-19 for me to get a little, something in the back day. But anyway, what were we even talking about? I wrote about 3 songs. Wow. And Dita just sent me one that I worked on yesterday. I've been very, very creative. My friends have been creative. I had a friend who planted pumpkins.
Right.
And she didn't know she planted pumpkins. She had some seeds and she planted and it started growing because she had time to water it and she realized
she just knew she planted seeds. She didn't know it was pumpkin seeds?
Yeah, boredom, and she just go and plant some seeds.
Wow.
People doing things. My cousin take on poetry. It's a thing. I like it. I've been creative, I must say.
That's good. I mean, letting the creative juices continue to flow and be able to find some bit of influence and so with this situation, where you're not necessarily out and about and able to see things and probably get inspiration from outside. Yeah. Now you have to tap into inside.
Exactly. And that's the one positive thing of COVID-19. I mean, I'm a little worried for the independent musicians or just independent entrepreneurs in general, because the people who have stable jobs, they have like a little help from the government every month, but we can't do our music, period. So we have no income. So we have to find some way to be creative for the next few months. And I hope that this really doesn't draw on for too long, because it could be really sad for a lot of people. And so,
right. Yeah, that's so true, because there's so many entertainers that all they do is entertainment at this point in time, like working the hotel circuit, right? It's definitely something to be looked at, and it'll be interesting to see if the government is looking at entertainers as well.
Yeah, and not only entertainers, they're just people who work for themselves, people who hustle, and fishermen, just people who don't have that stable job every month, who kind of have to do it on their own and trying to be independent entrepreneurs. So
yeah. Now, you recently got tell us about the John Lennon, is it the songwriting contest?
Yes, this is John Lennon.
Is that, first of all? John Lennon is, of course, an icon, but walk us through the entire process of what happened, what you did, and what's probably coming up as a result of it.
Well, the John Lennon Songwriting Competition is something that has been established for a very long time, I think over 20 years. Right. And it's a huge international competition where songwriters submit their song, and then a panel of judges judge it, from Natasha Bedingfield to Sean Paul, some really good names on the panel. And they just review the lyrics, review the song overall, and then send it up to the next level. And my song, I Feel, which is the title track of my album, earned a finalist prize. It didn't win the final prize, but there were 3 finalists selected for the category worldwide, and I was one of them.
Ah, wow.
Yeah, and there were thousands of people that
I understand that. That.
So I'm proud of it, because I didn't win, but it's still a huge accomplishment.
It is.
I think that prize is like some stuff for musicians, some mic stands, and some products, not money, but
Yeah, also great recognition. Yeah. Have you seen any increase in following online or anything as a result of it?
I think, I'm not sure if it was as a result of it, but in the last 3 to 4 months, we've been able to build at least 6,000 new followers.
Wow, nice.
So something's happening. Every little action is a little ripple that goes out. You never really know when it comes back, where exactly it comes from, because we're so active when we're trying to do things behind the scenes. But
right.
I'm happy for it all.
Is there any artist right now that you would like to work with? That you wish you could work with, I should say.
I want to be realistic about it. I would like to work with Chronix.
Yes. Yes.
I know it doesn't seem like a likely fit, but I don't know. I think he's such a
Why you don't think it's a likely fit?
Because I do soul and he does reggae, but not typical reggae, which makes me think that it might work.
Alicia,
I think it's gonna work.
I think it's gonna work.
In Jamaica the other day, with Chronix.
Yeah.
I think it's
okay.
Chronix. Yeah, Chronix. Yeah, she was in the studio with him. Yeah.
Yeah, I really love the unique way he approaches his sound. It's not just chicken and rice reggae. It's really he puts musicality into the thing.
Some people are happy for chicken and rice, you know.
I ain't vexed with the chicken and rice, but sometimes it's good to have a little elevation.
I completely agree with you, because I do see myself, I don't listen to reggae as much, but I do see myself playing that Chronology album from time to time because of the way he delivers his music. You know, it's not the typical 4-chord reggae song, you know,
exactly.
It's in 4 chords and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, so it really is a soulful approach, and I think that would be a great collaboration between two of y'all.
Well, I'm putting it out into the universe.
Yeah, man, make it happen. Make it happen. Now, also, you typically go on tour. I know you tend to go to Europe around, is it June or so?
Usually, maybe summer and fall around those times.
So what's going on with those plans?
Well, girl, this year we are planning. Because we're being positive, we are planning to go to France. It was initially in the summer. France would have been in August, and then we wanted to do a Euro tour, which would be the UK, Switzerland, Germany, and maybe Austria in the fall. And we're still watching to see how that's going to go. Things aren't looking the brightest, but we're still trying to be positive. And we are planning now, still just in case it works out that we're able to, we're prepared. But we'll see. Keep in touch. Follow me, Sabrina 473 on Facebook, and then I'll always keep you updated as to what's happening.
Well, it's good to know that, you know, we have that platform where we definitely could see what you're doing, and I mean, you're doing great music as well, and soulful and staying true to the soul. You know,
we're trying. I am trying.
Yes, indeed. And we also have Tamantha Cole joining us. Good morning, Tammy.
Hey, baby.
Tammy? She there? Yep.
Wait, what?
She fixing.
How?
Right. Good.
Okay, guys.
Right there. Right there.
Can you hear us? All right. So we're having Tammy join us in a short. Of course, 2 female singers here in Grenada doing so well for themselves. Sabrina Francis, who's had recent accolades.
I can't figure out how to turn.
Okay, so Tammy, we're actually live on Facebook as well as radio and on the Power 95 app and our website, so we can all see you. Are you able to hear us?
Yeah, that one.
All right, so we're not sure what's going on with Tammy there. We'll continue with Sabrina Francis in the meantime. So, Sabrina, I mean, what's coming up next? You know, we don't know what's going to happen. You've already written 3 songs. Do you think by the end of the year you might have 2 extra albums?
No, I don't think I have to. I definitely have a lot more songs. I'm still gonna be writing right now. When I get off of this call, I have a briefing at 9 o'clock, and we're going to plan what today's tasks are, and I'm sure it's going to have some music in there. So I'll have songs, and we'll see what we're going to. Maybe I might do like a Caribbean EP. I have some songs that I consider to be kind of Caribbean influence and not so much soul, like a little reggae, a little soca-y ones. I might do an EP next.
Okay,
I think that's I think that's what I might do next, and continue planning the tour. We want to do one big show in the UK, so maybe hosting 600 to 800 people. we'll see. Planning, working on that. We have a lot of marketing to do. I have a lot of. You don't have to worry about me ever being bored. I have a lot of work
Are you
to do.
keeping busy?
I'm keeping busy, absolutely, and I'm learning to cook because the 2 pounds.
What dishes have you been whipping up?
Body cook.
What did you learn to cook?
Well, not necessarily learning to cook, but just honing my skills with the rice and peas and the pea soup, or you know, the fish. And I learned this one pot dish that I've been cooking a lot. Chicken thigh one pot. I've been doing things.
Nice.
I've been doing real things.
Well, that's good.
And I feel good about it.
That's amazing. Now, tell us before we go, how has it been doing non-soca and non-Caribbean music as your main genre of music in Grenada, where, of course, a lot of people appreciate the soca and the reggae? How has that been for you, kind of planting that space for yourself, known as a soul artist?
I had a call recently with Yvette Noel-Sher and the School of Berkeley just to see what music was like in the Caribbean, and they asked me something along the lines of, why do I do soul music? Is it because I've been pressured to Americanize my sound? And I had to say, no, it's really, I feel more pressure to Caribbeanize my sound, if anything, because soca and reggae is really what is dominant here. And I think it's really, I feel always that I'm fighting against the grain every time I write a song that isn't influenced by the soca genre. And I love soca. That's why I'm going to to soca. But it's not something that I consciously, the soul isn't something that I just say, okay, I have to do. Soul is just really what comes to you naturally, effortlessly to me. It's what I grew up hearing my mom writing and singing, and it's just what I have. So it's easy for me to do soul, and I feel good doing it. I'm positive about it. I try to share a positive message and be a positive influence. And we have enough soca. You don't think we have enough soca?
Nothing wrong.
We are real soca, so there's nothing wrong in a little diversity and giving people something different from Grenada to listen to.
And I think what you do is do it properly. So I think that makes the difference as well, because there's a lot of people who are not necessarily doing the soca or the reggae, but they are possibly lacking or need to fine tune some extra skills. You know what I mean? Whether it is being able to read music or play an instrument or sing in key.
That the first one.
Let me start
before
there,
you go on a
Master.
stage singing key. Listen,
you know what I mean?
Listen to me. It hurts me when an artist, you know, the producer / engineer makes a lot of these artists sound good, and then when they hit a stage, they sound totally different from the record that they're accustomed hearing on the radio or in events. You know, the same effort needs to be put into stage performance and being able to hold those notes, not running out of breath, actually singing your songs and not relying on stems alone to fill up gaps. You know.
Well, the thing is, I have shame. I don't like this sensation of embarrassment. So I really try.
Sensation of embarrassment. Wow.
So well put.
Yes, I don't like to feel embarrassed at all. And so it frustrates my team sometimes, because some things could be okay and good enough, and then we want to go out with it, and I've stopped and held up a lot of progress because I don't feel it's good. I don't feel like it's good enough for me. I always have the thing, if I was the audience and if I was listening to this, would I be impressed?
Right.
Yeah.
And if I'm not, then it's not a good.
So you're a perfectionist, basically.
I wouldn't say a perfectionist, but I like things to be a little perfect.
Right.
It had a time I heard a producer tell an artist that was complaining because their song wasn't being played. He asked him, he said, listen, let me ask you a question. If you did not sing that song and you heard it at an event, would you dance to it?
That's a good question. Some people need to answer that question.
If you didn't do that song and you heard it at an event, would you dance to it? Would you move it? Would you like it? You know,
that's the process of just creating what you feel and then taking a step back and listening to it as with a critical air.
Because, you know, every song for an artist is like a child.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like your
exactly.
baby, you know? So
yeah, man. Sabrina Francis, thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
It was fun. It was a blast, guys. Thank you. Thank you for breaking up the monotony of these days. And I was happy to be here. Sabrina Francis. You could follow me on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram.
Awesome. Thank you so much, y'all. Of course, you know, the hit list is coming up next right here on Power 95. Keep it locked.
1, 2, 3. Wash your hands.